So much has changed since I last opened Master Duel. The new BLS Ritual monster is finally out. This means we're one step closer to bringing over the TCG Ritual Dark Magician deck.
That's good.
But we're still missing our main combo piece for going first.
Ooh, that's bad.
Though the new ban list finally lets us max out on Nadir Servant.
That's good.
But Branded Fusion got limited to 1.
That's bad.
I also accidentally dismantled my Royal Finish Albaz. Safe to say, we're taking out the Branded engine, since now the bricks outnumber the starter cards. All of this means the deck is going to change quite a bit. Usually I do the testing off camera, but since it's been a while, I figured this time I'll bring you guys along with me. Alright, so it's a new season and we're starting things off on Bronze. I've already made changes to the deck, but since we're testing and experimenting still, the deck is going to be changing in between duels. So future editing Dodo is just going to show the deck list we end up on for today, whenever we get to it. Also, I'm not going to cut out any of the duels, no matter if we win or lose. You're gonna see it all. So, with all of that said, let's get to the first duel of the season. Alright, so we're going first. Our hand isn't amazing, but it could work. And yes, we're using both Blue Eyes Chaos Max and the BLS Ritual. Since we lost access to our main fusion play, I think doubling down on the rituals is the way to go. From what I've seen, Blue Chaos Max is better in Master Duel than it is in TCG, so I think it's worth trying out again. Here, I summoned a Rod to try and bait out any hand traps the opponent might have, and it turns out they didn't activate anything, so we're just going to search for Chaos Form, since it seems that we might be able to ritual summon both of our Chaos Ritual monsters. Here, I was debating going into Artemis since she is in the deck again, because if we go into our combos, we're going to end with an incantation on the field, and that's not going to let us go into our extra deck. But I opted into not bringing out Artemis because there is nothing we're going to be able to use on the opponent's turn to trigger Rod's effect to add him back to our hand. So we're just going to leave Rod on the field, then activate Chalice Slime's effect, and discard Chalice Slime himself to bring out Candle. This is going to get us the advanced ritual art we need in order to be able to go into both of our ritual monsters. So after summoning Candle, we're going to search for the advanced ritual art I just mentioned, and this is because summoning the first ritual monster with it is going to send Blue Eyes to the grave, which will then allow us to use Chaos Form to banish that same Blue Eyes to ritual summon again. Because yes, Chaos Form does work on the BLS ritual as well, since he's supposed to be a Chaos monster, but, you know, due to translations and everything, we didn't get that here, but he still counts as a Chaos monster. So first we're going to bring out Blue Chaos Max, and we're not going to bring out BLS yet, because what we're trying to do is make the opponent try to get rid of our Blue Eyes Chaos Max, and that's going to basically use up all of the resources in their hand, or at least a very good amount of it, and in our following turn, we bring out BLS and wipe their board, getting rid of most of their resources. In summary, we're just making sure we don't overextend, since BLS doesn't really do anything on the opponent's turn anyway, and hoping that the opponent does overextend, as most Yu-Gi-Oh players do on the first turn. And they're playing a Dark Magician deck. Okay. That's not really going to do much to our Blue Eyes Chaos Max, but there are ways for Dark Magician decks to get over an untargetable, undestroyable monster. So let's see how they handle it. Oh, and I just want to mention, I'm commentating while editing right now. It's not live commentary because I can't really hold the mic up close to me while I'm dueling, and if I have the mic any decent amount of distance away from me, the quality of the mic drops drastically, and I don't want to put you guys through that. So while I tried doing that, it didn't end up working out. Anyway, the opponent just ends on circle, so it's not going to end well for them. Our turn, we had the chance to use BLS's effect. We opted not to use it since we already have Chaos Form in our hand. So now all we need to do is reach 8k or more on attack points, and that should be game. And we could easily do that right now, but we're choosing to show off a little bit, I guess. Just in the moment, I guess I was thinking about just practicing plays, seeing how high we could get the board, but yeah, we're just gonna go into, let me see. Yeah, we're just gonna summon Maximus here in attack mode, because he can actually attack on the same turn, use his effect. I was used to the branded cards not letting you do that, so, you know, that's refreshing, I guess. So we're going to send Herald, and where is she? Frigid. Yeah, and then that's going to let us get another search and a draw. Just in case if the opponent has any, I don't know, Karibos, any kind of hand traps that could prevent us from OTKing. Better safe than sorry, you know, preparing our hand and board for anything that may come up. No, I'm just trying to come up with excuses. I was just showing off. That's all it really was. I was not expecting my opponent to have a Karibo or anything like that. I'm just being mean. That's all that's going on right here. Yeah, so he's finally out. All we gotta do now is go to battle phase, swing a few times, and it's game. So, our hand wasn't great. Not too confident in this build yet. The opponent bricked, so that's probably the only reason we won here. We're still testing, you know, it's not going to come out great every time. But hey, we won the first round in bronze, so let's see what happens next. In short, we got and again. Yeah, things aren't working out so well right now. But we're not giving up, and we're just gonna make whatever changes we need in order to make the deck better and better as we go along. This time, we're not going up against something with like 5 negates, so I feel like we do have a way better shot. And yes, that is Chronicle Sorceress, you see right there in my hand. Ever since she was announced, I do feel like we could actually use it in certain ritual builds of Dark Magician. Being able to send not only spells or traps, but also monsters to the grave could open up some plays, but I still wouldn't play it over Rod. Just something to possibly add to our 4th or 5th normal summon monster in the deck. It could work, but still just testing it out, not entirely sold on it. And I mean, this video is all about just testing things, so I thought why not, let's give her a shot. And we're playing against Blue Eyes this time. Let's see what kind of board they put out, because Blue Eyes boards are, yeah, not very, this time wasn't very good for them. I guess whatever that face down is could possibly help them out, but yeah, it's not something we won't be able to handle. So we're gonna summon Rod and search for, oh no, I remember now. Yeah, True Light. Oh man, no, I know I'm not a Blue Eyes player, but I really don't think Blue Eyes players should be using True Light. I mean, it's their version of Eternal Soul, and Dark Magician players, we have to use Eternal Soul, but this card is garbage. It's trash. So Blue Eyes players have been playing their deck without True Light for the longest time. So when it came out, I thought, you know, they should just avoid that card like the plague or something, but I guess some people are using it. But I guess it is kind of arguably better than Eternal Soul, but I mean, maybe not, but still, it's just, I don't know. Anyway, we're just gonna play Dark Magical Circle here. And we have everything we need in order to be able to use Circle's banishing effect. So we're gonna go for that True Light, because we all know what happens when it leaves the field. Or so I thought I knew what would happen, because it turns out True Light is not just an exact copy of Eternal Soul. That's what arguably makes it better or worse or just as bad / good. It doesn't make Blue Eyes unaffected by everything, but it does protect him from destruction. At least by effect destruction, and I think targeting effects as well. So yeah, protection effect, not as good. But the search effect is much better than Eternal Soul, because it can search for anything that's not on your field or grave, I think. That's a spell or trap that mentions Blue Eyes. Though, the other thing that's different about it is, well, you'll see right now. I'm going to summon Magician of Chaos, and that's going to trigger Circle. We're going to target that True Light and banish it. So, Notice, when it left the field, the opponent's front row did not blow up, and that confused the hell out of me when I was looking over it. But it turns out, in order for it to blow up your field, it has to be sent to the graveyard. So its self-destruction effect is more restrictive in terms of it going off when compared to Eternal Soul, because Eternal Soul is whenever it leaves the board in any way, where True Light has to go to the grave. So while that's still the most common place it would go while it leaves the board, in a situation like this, his board was safe. So yeah, I'm still not a fan of True Light. If I were a Blue Eyes player, I probably would not play it, but hey, I guess maybe it is better than Eternal Soul. I don't know, but the thing is, Dark Magician players kind of have to play Eternal Soul. Like, it's our only consistent way to keep bringing back Dark Magician, where Blue Eyes players have a lot of ways to bring out Blue Eyes monsters, whether it's Blue Eyes himself or alternative other cards like that. Like, they don't have to rely so much on one card like we do. And maybe the Ritual variant... No, I don't know. I was going to say maybe the Ritual variant doesn't need Eternal Soul as much as pure Dark Magician, but no, I think we do just as much. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna Ritual Summon Illusion of Chaos here for attempting to negate an opponent's effect in case if they do something before they attack us. Looking over Magician of Chaos because I thought I didn't use this effect, but turns out I did. Going to end phase, and now the opponent has a 3k body. They could take out just about anything on our board if they want. We're just hoping they play a spell or a trap, but they end up seeing through that, I think, and end up just going straight to battle phase after they summon, I think. They're just sitting around, so they're probably debating on activating something. Yeah, battle phase didn't give us the chance to blow something up, so we're going to lose our Magician of Chaos, and we had the opportunity to bring out BLS right there with its effect, but we chose not to because during our draw phase, our BLS is going to activate its effect to search for Advanced Ritual Art. If we were to have brought him out with Magician of Chaos, we would not get the field wipe effect, so that's why I chose not to bring out BLS when our Magician of Chaos died. So now that we searched for Advanced Ritual Art, we're going to be able to activate it and send Blue Eyes to the grave to Ritual Summon our BLS. And since the opponent has other cards that are weaker than 3k, we could target any of them for attacking. And I know that Maiden with Eyes of Blue has a battle timed effect, but BLS has an effect that doesn't let them activate anything. So it's essentially a direct attack by dealing, 3k damage, and we get to field wipe them. And all they have left is one card in their hand, and we don't have much follow-up ourselves, but we do have Illusion of Chaos on board to get at least a monster negate, and that would also bring back our Magician of Chaos to get a pop afterwards. So we basically have two loose follow-ups, depending on when what the opponent does. They're going to activate a spell, so... discarding a card, and they targeted, I'm assuming BLS, yeah, but that's no issue for us. If they activate any monster effects, we have Illusion of Chaos to negate it. So yeah, the opponent realized it, and they gave up. Then we won again, and again, then lost, and then lost again. And I could have kept going, but I got really tired, and the next idea I have for this deck might change it a lot more than what it was during these duels, but anyway, this is what I ended up with by the end of the day. I might be wrong here, but it seems like everyone's just playing a board to make like 5 negates again, like if it was a few years ago, so I thought, you know what, let's embrace it and go for a going second build here. So we're using Dark Ruler No Mores and Swords of Concealing Light, and since we don't have our main going first play in Magician of Black Chaos Max, I thought, okay, we do still have BLS and Blue Chaos Max, so let's focus on those, and also extra deck plays for Diviner, and Dark Magician Girl. So you could see in our extra deck, we put a few more options that we could go into whenever we get the Diviner combo. And while I haven't really used them much yet, and again, I might change the deck a lot more, it is another going second option. But yeah, in summary, not too happy with the performance, so expect a lot of changes by the next video.